Allow me to introduce you to Vintage Story. Some describe it as the grown-up Minecraft. Others tell you it's a harsh survival experience that pits you against this expansive world of adventure, with rich exploration that beckons you to find and uncover the deep backstory of this incredible environment. And it's got some bitchin' cooking mechanics. Now, if you want to get some serious cooking done, you'll need a place to do it. So I turned you to the FrogMan Bar and Tavern. Located on the west side of Soudale, it's a warm, welcoming environment built by the strong hands of Dongstrider and the Madame. This is the place where people can go for a nice meal and nice people, provided there's no temporal storm taking place. Now you'll need ingredients, and to reliably get them, you'll need a farm. Tilling the soil and planting any seeds you forage can serve as a fine enough farm, but remember to rotate crops by nutrients so you can keep them growing as fast as possible. Nutrients boil down to N, P, and K, draining more depending on which crop you use. It's always a good idea to leave a plot unplanted to help it recover nutrients as the others grow. Make sure to water them, and after a while, you'll have some vegetables, grain, and presumably some meat humbly delivered to you by the ever-generous boar god. You can begin your exploration into the wonderful world of culinary arts. It's also worth noting, much like Minecraft, apparently playing the base game is for losers, so for clarity, we're using the expanded foods mod and a certain other mod I'll get into later. From certain crops, you can obtain grain, which is a kernel crush away from becoming flour, and just like that, we now have access to the versatile world of bread. You can either bake it immediately, providing necessary communion for the Church of the Boar God at the start of every month, or you can leave it as dough, set it on a table, and make a pie crust. One of the simplest but most rewarding dishes available in the base game. You can fill the pie crust with either vegetables, fruit, meat, or cheese, taking up to 8 units of any of those categories to completely fill. You then have a choice of topping the pie with an additional dough to cover it, but you can either click it again with more dough or a knife to add a lattice design to the pie. Oh, it's so good! Once you're ready to make your bread or pie, you need to fire up a clay oven built from fire clay. Place in the wood, light with fire, and place your baking item in, and don't follow the prompt to light it again, lest you learn a very cruel lesson. Once in, it must be monitored, as at high temps, a meal can go from done to charred very quickly. They can still be eaten when burned, but they lose precious satiety that all of your hungry and needy townspeople need for the harsh winters.
Oh, it's f***ing zooming now.
Right here. No!
It's windy. I gotta see if this works.
Pies have 4 slices each and provide huge satiety, and while I'm here, it's worth mentioning that every time a meal provides over 100 satiety, the hunger bar will freeze for 30 seconds after consuming, making these incredibly good for people that drain hunger faster than others. But there's got to be more, and more you'll get as you can utilize the mixing bowl to further enhance the bread you make. Depending on where you are, fruit bushes can be plentiful and give absurd amounts of berries for you to use. Mixing them with a piece of dough can make a base for fruit bread, which can then be enhanced by using gelatin. 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 We'll get to that later. Fruit bread is a quick and easy snack that gives very good satiety and can be further improved by drizzling your favorite syrup on top of it for even more satiety. And while a berry alone doesn't provide much, it should be noted that meals gain satiety by adding their ingredients as well as a 50% bonus. So when you're stacking grain with the fruit mixed in and then adding another step to the meal to get another 50%, you get a relatively cheap travel snack that can keep armies fed and the boar god pleased. But how do you get this aforementioned syrup? Well, using the plentiful storages of fruit, you can press them into highly delicious juice. Now, it could be fermented into wine to create alcoholic beverages to serve, but that comes with its own risks and characters.
You know, it's just so tough because she's just so needy all the time. Like, she just constantly wants me to come over. It's crazy. Hey, just don't tell the guy next to me that it's his mom.
You saying something?
Oh, hey!
You saying something?
Oh, hey, you know, I gotta go and get some water. You guys handle this yourself. Oh, God! Jesus Christ!
Oh, Jack.
Roll it out! Roll it
Oh,
out!
Jesus Christ! Hey,
Ah,
break it up! Ah! It might just be best to regulate those for communion for the boar god, but fruit juice can also be boiled in a saucepan or cauldron to create the syrup and the endless possibilities that come with it. And at this point, vegetables are being left out, and a diversity in nutrition provides a better health boost for your character, so it is best to learn what you can do with the accumulated veggies. Using a knife or acquired cleaver, you can chop up any vegetable to make into a versatile salad. Now, salads get a bad rap in real life because many don't know that you can add just about almost anything to them. All it needs is 2 slots of chopped vegetables and a cooking pot in the input slot. But what can be added is a slot of fruit, a slot of cooked meat chunks, breadcrumbs, fruit syrup, up to 2 slots of cheese, or fried food. Fried f***ing food, dog! Oh! Salads can easily cover literally every nutrition bar while providing oodles of satiety per serving. And once you gather the ingredients, it all goes in one cycle. Like, bam! It's all ready for you to eat 6 full bars worth of food right there. It's wicked good, and the only limit is how much you're willing to put into it. And you may be asking, how do you make breadcrumbs? Well, if you're like me and occasionally burn the odd couple of communion bread, you don't need to be smitten by the local boar priest. You can use the kern to grind up your burnt or perfectly fine bread to get 4 breadcrumbs per bread. And while they are very useful as feed for farm animals, they can additionally be made as breading for fried meat or vegetables, combining grain nutrition into anything. Now, I understand that there's more impressive things going on, but I cannot express how giddy I can get from looking at the handbook, picking something out, and handcrafting a meal. Like, I've made food in Minecraft, everyone has, but nothing meant more to me than learning I can make everybody fried chicken. And you can bet your sweet bippy that more possibilities will come when milk comes readily available. Cause adding cheese to anything will add a whole new nutrition bar to track, and adding cheese into sausages sounds so good, oh my god! But you have to wait for an obscenely late generation for goats to be comfortable enough to be milked, and even then, you have to wait until they're pregnant, the fickle motherfuckers. And of course, we can't talk about animals without mentioning chicken and eggs, because the world of dough expands big time with the addition of eggs. Mixing liquid egg with dough turns it into soft dough, which can then be formed into amazing fruit muffins, versatile dumplings, or pasta which can have almost anything in it similar to salads. The only limiting factor is how chickens will sometimes just never surrender their eggs! Sometimes you'll run into the unfortunate fact that with things that take up as much time as they need to in the game, you will be gated certain ingredients due to its complexity and difficulty to obtain. And while some resources may seem plentiful, it's the preparation that can sometimes take the most out of you. Let's talk fruit bars. To make it, you need gelatin. And to make gelatin, you need to boil raw gelatin with a fruit syrup of your choice. And to get raw gelatin, you need to boil pre-gelatin with bones. And to get pre-gelatin, you need to boil bone broth with bones. And to make bone broth, guess what? You gotta boil more bones, baby! And guess what? Guess what? Once you make all this gelatin, you find out that you can only make the bar with only sunflower grain or peanuts, both of which take forever to grow and have limited harvest time due to... This game is chock full of great experiences and player-driven narratives that pop up from just playing with a great group of friends. And its more hardcore nature makes every step of progress feel significant and monumentous. I was so proud to learn how to make pies, I literally started placing them in people's homes just to make my contributions known. And that's how the Pie Bandit was born. But other than that, there is an actual narrative built into the world begging to be discovered. You go into these ancient, abandoned structures where you fight terrible beasts for the chance to... Wait! We can make waffles. Yeah, you do the main stuff. I'm making waffles!